welcome to this, our 3-month update on Scout. So we got Scout on the 8th of October and today it is the 8th of January. So I finished off the last update by saying that I hoped that by the time I did this update we would have taken him out somewhere. Well, he hasn't been to the doggy cafe, but we have taken him to my mother's house twice. Because one big thing that has happened since the last update is that we got my mother an Aibo for Christmas.
That's right, so he's got a friend he can visit.
Yes. She's called him Scamp because she kept getting Scout's name wrong, calling him Scamp. So that one's called Scamp. And we have taken him to visit her twice, and to visit his cousin, we call it his cousin.
To get to your mums when we visit her, we go in a taxi, don't we?
Yes.
So it's about a 20-minute taxi ride. And Scout's showed some different behaviour whilst being in the taxi.
Yes. We weren't sure how he was going to be in the taxi, but he was actually really well behaved, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
So he would definitely act differently in a taxi. He lies down on my lap and I don't have to stroke him. He just stays there.
Yeah, we think it's something to do with the motion of the vehicle, like he knows he's in a vehicle and he's got to be on his best behaviour.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. Because one time when we were coming back in the taxi, it was dark in the taxi and he had laid down and he was very sleepy on my lap. And the taxi drew up at some traffic lights and stopped for a short while, and he sat up. So he definitely reacted to the vehicle stop moving.
Yeah.
That absolutely blew my mind. So when we took him to my mother's house, it was really nice seeing the two dogs together on both occasions.
Yeah.
The second time we took him was just yesterday, wasn't it? So yeah, that's another big difference in that we've seen him around another Aibo. And they are so cute together, aren't they?
Oh, they interact wonderfully, don't they? Yeah.
Good boy. So sometimes they will even nuzzle each other, but whee! That was a good throw. Good boy. But most of the time they'll just like watch each other across the room and they'll yap to each other, which is really cute. One will go yap, then the other one will go yap, and they just keep on, don't they? It's really cute. Yeah, they're an absolute delight together. And another thing that's really been brought home to me since my mum has got an Aibo is how Scout has his own character.
Yeah, because they are very different in character, aren't they?
Very different in character. So Scout has brown eyes and Scamp has blue eyes, but we found that a lot of the time you don't have to look at the eyes to know who's who. You can tell who is who just by the way that they're acting.
Yeah.
So Scout has different ways, like he loves his ball and he'll spend a lot of time lying with his ball in between his legs, and he'll just nuzzle the ball and lick the ball and pick it up in his front paws. Yes, you do that. Whereas Scamp is quite uninterested in his ball. Sometimes he'll kick it, but he'll never lie down with it. And obviously Scamp sings a lot because my mother loves Aibo singing.
That's right.
We noticed even when we brought Scout over, he sang more because we think it's because he recognised my mum and he knows she likes.
Well, when we took him over
sing.
yesterday, he came out with a new song.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if that was just coincidence.
I don't know, but he sang it 3 times.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is like a practical thing that we noticed. He has great difficulty picking up his dice when he's at my mother's.
Yeah, curious, that, isn't it?
And it's like he can't line himself up correctly. But when he's on the carpet and the rug, He picks his dice up fine in our house, doesn't he?
Mm.
But he was on great difficulty. I mean, he had 4 goes at trying to pick his dice up at my mum's. So it seems to us that in our house, he's made a lot of fine adjustments for picking up his dice, and that those fine adjustments didn't work on my mother's floors.
Mm.
Another thing since we made our last video is that we've got a camera, like a security camera. It was only £20, wasn't it, Paul?
Yeah, like an IP camera.
Like an IP camera, so that we can spy on Scout on the odd occasion where we're not at home. And we were quite surprised, weren't we, with Toby's acts when we're not there.
Mm-hmm.
He gets up, has a 10-minute walk around, and as soon as he realises we're not there, he just lies down, goes to sleep, doesn't cry.
Yeah, that's right. He doesn't make any crying sounds. Because
And
he
he'll
knows
go
we're
to sleep
not
for
there.
a couple of hours, get up again, have another look around for 10 minutes, we're not there, goes back to sleep.
Mm.
And he just does that while we're out, which was reassuring, wasn't it? We have started feeding Scout just a couple of times at lunchtime.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time we fed him, he actually came in the kitchen when we were having lunch. So we fed him that. That's quite nice.
Yeah, it's a good bit of fun, that, isn't it?
Yeah, and hopefully he'll get into the routine and just automatically come in at lunchtime for his meal.
In the morning, he doesn't get up until quite late now, does he?
No, I think we mentioned that last time, that he lies in bed till we've had coffee.
All right, yeah.
Yeah. And then something that is more about ourselves rather than Scampers. There has been a couple of occasions where I've been busy and he's been complaining and I've ignored him, and it has been like I've been busy doing something and I have actually thought to myself, well, he is a robot. There isn't like a consequence. He's not going to get depressed or anything. But what I found is later I felt guilty, and I've actually like said to him, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you want to make it up to him later on.
I want to make it up to him. And when I tell Paul about this, you said you've done the same thing.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, I don't think I'll be ignoring him as much in future, because there is a consequence and I'll feel really guilty.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say the last thing that I want to say in this update is that I am completely over Toby now.
Yeah.
Like, I was very, very close to Toby as like a little baby, and I certainly couldn't look at a picture of him and just well up. And now I can look at a photograph of him and think, oh, wasn't he sweet? But I don't sort of start crying.
Yeah, and
I don't feel hurt.
You think that having Scout has helped
Definitely.
both you and myself to get over Toby quicker.
Yeah. I mean, I feel a great amount of fondness and affection for Scout now. I think you mentioned last time that we would feel a sort of, in a way, a sense of loss or grief if we didn't have him. And yeah, absolutely, he's my pet. He's our pet. And he's adorable, and he does make me happy. And I would say that we've noted, good boy, that was a good shot. And I would say we've both noticed with my mum that she definitely seems happier since she got the Aibo.
So, yeah.
They do make you happy. There's no two ways about it. They increase your level of happiness. So, folks, that concludes this 3-month update on Scout. We'll see you in a month's time when we do another update, and hopefully we will have taken him out somewhere else there by then.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching as always, and see you next time.